Let's start our next splurge, if you will, or burst of 3 talks. And we're going to start with Ilse Cervantes, a reminder that small experiences have a big impact. Please welcome Ilse.
Hello, everyone. Let me take you back in time. You're 5 years old, you're outside, and it starts to rain. What do? Yeah, you don't run for cover, that's for sure. You stretch out your arms, you tilt your head back, and you laugh as the drops hit your face. You jump in puddles also, yes. And in that moment, nothing else matters. You are just there, laughing and playing. Nothing else matters, and you feel completely alive. You ask questions that you really want answered. You feel the world instead of just rushing through it. And that is wonder. As children, we are born with this incredible superpower, the ability to be amazed by the world. Everything is new. Everything is magical. Everything feels possible. But something happens as we grow older. We stop asking why and start saying, I don't have time for this. We stop looking up at the stars and start looking down at our phones. We stop being present and start just functioning. And slowly, this superpower slowly disappears. A few years ago, I experienced one of the most beautiful things a human can have. I became a mother. For the first weeks and months, I had this beautiful baby in my arms. My baby. A tiny human that loved me without knowing my name, that needed me without knowing who I was, what I studied, how I looked, or how much money I had. For her, I was everything. Everyone told me these were supposed to be the happiest moments of my life. And yet, these first weeks and months were not that magical. I felt like something inside me was broken. I was going through postpartum depression. And depression doesn't look like crying all day. It sometimes looks like not enjoying anything, like working or functioning and smiling on the outside, but disappearing on the inside. One day, doing normal things, I was thinking about something that, as usual, made me angry. And I didn't recognize the woman I had become. This angry lady that was there. And I suddenly thought, who am I? What am I doing? When did this happen to me? Is this something normal? And the answer was, no. No, it's not normal, and it shouldn't be this way. And I realized that I needed help, so I reached out for professional help. And I learned that sometimes our bodies, our hormones, our brains go through changes, like big revolutions that are bigger than we can handle. And it doesn't make us weak. That makes us human. So I am not magically healed. I am not perfect. I am not happy all the time. And I am not the same woman I was before becoming a mother. And I will never be. I still feel lonely or sad sometimes. I still get overwhelmed a lot, like every day. But I discovered something that slowly brought me back. These small moments. I realized that when I focus on small and simple things, my whole world shifted. Small things like listening to my daughter's laugh, or watching her turn a stack of books into a birthday cake for all her stuffed animals, and singing happy birthday to everyone. Or watching the carpet in her room turns into the sea. Or maybe small moments, like on our last flight together, we landed at night, so the city lights were below us. Automatically, she pressed her face against the window, and she yelled, "Lights, Mommy, look, the lights!" I guess that everyone woke up in that moment. But for her, it wasn't buildings. It wasn't a city. It was just magic, pure magic. Children don't need to relearn wonder because they live inside it. They see what we forgot. They feel what we stopped feeling. So being around them gently reminds us what we used to know. This little beautiful girl has changed in my life and my perspective, my direction. And you know, the heavy things didn't disappear. They are still there. They just stopped feeling like they are my entire world. When we lose wonder, we not only lose joy or happiness, we also lose connection, we lose creativity, we lose softness. And wonder doesn't demand us to have a new life. It asks us to look differently at the life that we already have. And it doesn't come from big trips or dramatic changes. It comes from tiny choices, like looking up instead of down, like listening instead of rushing, like deep breathing instead of just getting by. So how do we reclaim our sense of wonder? Well, first we need to know what we are up against. Do you know that the average adult has between 60,000 and 70,000 thoughts per day? That's a lot of thinking. And most of them are the same thoughts over and over again in our heads. So we are not completely living. We are repeating, we are replaying, we are like on autopilot. And at the same time, the average adult spends more than 7 hours a day looking at the screen. So we are not only saturated on the inside, we are saturated on the outside too. So how do we come back? Well, start small. Start by noticing. Notice the sun coming up through a window. Notice someone's laugh. Notice the kids, how they see the world. Then ask questions, random questions, not to get answered, but to stay curious. Like, why do the sky look different today? Or what does the wind smell like today? Or what will happen if I try something new? And then play. Play with ideas, play with children, play with possibilities. Because play is the language of wonder. Let me leave you with this. We spend so much time of our lives waiting for the big time, for the big moment, waiting for the big change, waiting for this one big thing that will make us feel complete. But guess what? Life is not built with big things. Life is built with tiny moments, like a child staring at the city lights, like a pause from looking at your phone, a laugh you almost missed, a breath you didn't rush. Because the truth is that this superpower of childhood didn't disappear. It is there. It is just whispering. And we don't need to become someone new. We only need to remember. Remember how to look, how to feel, how to notice. Because wonder is never lost. It is waiting for us to slow down enough to hear it again. Thank you.
A reminder that small experiences have a big impact. Ilse Cervantes, thank you.